Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna check out the most powerful VTX I ever held in my hands. This is the AKK Alpha 16, a 16 watt of power, 16,000 milliwatts. This thing looks like a freaking GPU. I have already put it at the back of a drone, and in this video I want to test out if 16 watts of analog power can compete with 1.2 watts of Dji Digital O4. In the box you get the VTX itself, a pigtail antenna extension, the VTX connector, and you can already see the black and red wires are doubled because this thing absorbs a ton of amps. And lastly, a nice instruction manual. The VTX weighs 56 grams without the antenna, and these are the dimensions. It's made mostly of metal, and at the back you have a huge heatsink with this very fast spinning fan to keep everything cool. There is a screen in the front and a button on the side to cycle through all the different power outputs and channels. At the back you have two connectors, one for the fan and one to connect your VTX to your drone. This VTX has 8 channels and 12 bands for a total of 96 different channels. It has 6 levels of power output. It goes from 25 milliwatts, 1 watt, 3, 5, 8, or 16, which is just crazy. Or you can even shut it down via smart audio. The input voltage must be between 19 and 28 volts. You need to connect both wires because this thing sucks 3-4 amps while running, which is crazy. You can use these 3 wires to connect directly to your analog camera. You have ground, 5 volt output, and of course video signal in. The green wire is TBS smart audio, and actually you need to connect this to your flight controller and set up the power modes, because otherwise the VTX always starts at low power and you need to manually press the button to unlock it at 16 watts. If you have TBS enabled on the flight controller tells it to run at 16 watts automatically when you start the VTX. If you want to use this VTX, always make sure you have enough space in your frame. The mounting pattern is 30.5 by 30.5. This, for example, is a little bit smaller, but also you need to accommodate for all of this extra length down here, which is not easy to find a frame. Maybe 6, 7, 10 inches will be fit for this VTX. Always make sure there is enough space for the fan to suck air, because otherwise the VTX may burn. And never forget to plug your antenna when running at max power, otherwise again it will burn in half a second. And this VTX is so powerful that I can feel the warmth on my lips when I turn it on. It's just crazy. So I got a thermometer and hopefully you can see my lips. It's probably around 30 degrees, and now when I put this thing on it should raise. Yeah, it's definitely very warm, I can feel it. If I put a punch antenna it's even better. Yeah, I feel it also on my teeth. It's a very weird sensation. And finally, it's time to fly. I'm gonna set the benchmark first with this Huma 20 and the O4 Pro system on it at 1200 milliwatts. Okay, let's see where this thing can go. And I'll do the same with the Analog 16 watt from AKK. Hi chicken! Oh my god, that chicken assaulted me. I was going straight. So, the O4 Pro is just incredible. It's the best performing VTX I have seen so far, because you can go wherever you want and it never has issues. You can see I'm still at 60 megabits here. Let's go behind these trees, and remember I have a lot of stuff in the middle between me and the drone itself. The house and a hill, an entire hill. And this thing, yes, it drops a little bit, but I mean, still 15 megabits. You have no idea how much stuff I have in the middle. I don't want to go get the drone back, but it's still totally flyable back here. It's a little bit worse, but I say the worst of the O4 is the best of the analog, maybe. I can totally see where I'm going. The latency is not too high. I am flying in the middle of the trees. Yeah, maybe I cannot see the scraggle very well like this, but I am able to complete the lap, fly very close to the ground. This dog is always making this giant hole, and I don't like this thing at all. This dog is such a rascal. Wanna pass Yeah, I knew he was gonna bite me. I didn't want to attempt it. And we are back at 60 megabits. We did the whole lap. No problems. I can do another one. I don't really want to drop the signal, but I think I can really push it. And it will not drop. You see how much stuff we have in the middle. We have the entire house, and then all of these trees and constructions and bricks, and it's just incredible what this thing can achieve. Of course, I am pointed the right direction. The O4 antennas, I have a patch on the forehead, and these two antennas that are very well tuned for the O4 Pro. They are made by DJI and they just work. I want to try going at the back of this. Man, it still can go at the back of this, how do excavator. Okay. Oh no, why did I disarm? I had it. I almost had it. If I didn't disarm, I would have had it. It's just mind-blowing. I was at the back of that metal construction. Wow. And boom, it's another day. Let's fly with the Analog 16-watt VTX. And actually yesterday I tried a lot flying with my digital goggles and external modules. I tried both the DJI goggles V2 and Walksnail Avatar with two different modules, one from AKK and the Ishin Pro 58 with perks installed, but I was having very bad breakouts and it wasn't possible that 16 watts did that. So I decided to try with my trusty Ishin V200Ds. I tried them with the external modules, but the best possible signal I got with the stock antennas. You have two patch antennas, two omnis and 4 diversity. It's just very similar to what the DJI goggles are doing with 4 antenna array. And you're gonna see in a moment how good this signal gets. This is actually my second time flying because the goggles didn't record. I don't know why. That's why I try not using these goggles. It's starting to rain, so I have to hurry up. But I already did the test and they work pretty good, I can tell you. Oh, we have the chicken right here. Maybe let's not get too close to them because with this antenna we're gonna boil the eggs before they lay them. Microwave chicken. So it's very comparable to what the Dji O4 was doing. Of course, with the analog we don't have the frame repairing. No. Yeah, and I don't have. Come on, it was going so well before. Can I dislodge it? No. I mean, we still have signal. We crashed at the same place as before. So at least this tells you that it's stronger at 16 watts. And we are also upside down. Okay, let's fly another time. I just changed the propellers because they were all broken. And I hope I can complete the lap this time without interferences because this is the 10th time I fly and one time it doesn't record, one time I break the drone. It's been a mess. I remember why I don't fly analog anymore. Man, I am demonizing analog a little bit too much. Really, it's not that bad if you have the right gear, but these goggles have a little bit small screens and that's it. I feel like 16 watts of analog power are better than, maybe better than 1.2 watts of digital. But of course, what do you expect? It's 10 times the power. It's bound to be barely better. The problem is not the signal, the problem is the analog really, because the signal is kind of solid. I wish that digital was open source and we had 16 watt digital transmitters, then it will be very nice. I hope OpenIPC takes up and companies that did analog start doing OpenIPC stuff. So I can't wait to review 16 watt OpenIPC transmitters. They're gonna be crazy amazing. So with this setup, it seems like I can go everywhere in my house. Somewhere has disturbances, but that's how life goes. This is one of the worst worst spots behind all of this metal chicken coop, and still you can see we have very, very flyable conditions. So this VTX is super promoted. Hi chicken, they are going home because they hear the drones fly, but yeah, and the penetration is not the digital. Wait, I need to press the right button. I wanted to fly acro because I'm not used to this radio. I was saying that analog penetration on analog is not its forte, because the more stuff you have in the middle, the more breakout you're gonna have. Analog is much better for long range where you don't have obstacles in the middle, and it really shines like that. So I feel like today's test is to show you the difference in penetration, but I don't have a test setup to do long range safely, because to test this thing at long range you really need to go very, very far, and I don't have that kind of setup. And so digital is good in both worlds, because with the frame repairing it asks for missing and dropped frames. And finally I was able to record. Now keep in mind the recording quality of the DVR in the EV200 is not the best, that's why I try using the digital goggles, but it should give you an idea of what I was seeing. What I was seeing was a tiny bit better. And before it starts pouring really strong, let's talk about my final opinion on the AKK Alpha16. This monster 16-watt VTX, it's mind-blowing. I don't know why would you need all of this power. Maybe, I don't want to know, and I hope it's for peaceful purposes at least. Maybe if you want to do long range and you really want to have the most rock-solid analog signal possible, probably this is one of the strongest things you can put in your drone. It consumes as much as the motor almost. I hope the military doesn't come and strikes down your drone for disrupting telecommunication. When you turn it on, all your neighbors are not gonna receive TV outputs, but yeah, it's really strong. And as for the comparison with Digital O4, I will say finally the analog system beat the DJI, at least in strength of signal, because DJI dropped it behind the excavator. This still had a little bit of signal left, and for me it's mind-blowing considering I have my house, the chicken coop, a ton of trees, and a freaking metal excavator in the middle, and it's really surprising for both sides. Now, of course, the Dji O4 is 1200 milliwatts, this thing is 16,000, it's more than 10 times the power. So I would hope at least it's more powerful, but yeah. Of course, analog again relies on raw signal arriving into your goggles. Digital is more sly, it asks for dropped frame back, and until you have signal it exchanges information, and it's much better at reconstructing. But that's not a problem of this system, it's a problem of the analog in general. And probably with better gear I will be able to go even further with this. So I'm really impressed. And again, I hope OpenIPC gets mainstream enough so we'll have companies making 16 watts digital receivers, and then we're gonna have a ton of fun. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what you think about this monster VTX. If you wanna buy something, please use it for peaceful purposes. Check out the links in the description down below. Clicking on them, you help my channel a lot, and many times you also find discounts. So thank you so much, stay safe and happy flying. Bye.